Hello, welcome. Today is rather a sluggish, energetically sluggish day, so I decided to make it not as sluggish. I decided to fill it up with energy and do a live. Let me see what this one would be. X. Maybe. Now looks kind of strange. Okay, let's get it back. Hello and welcome again. Today we're going to talk about what a man should expect in a relationship. On Friday, I put a video, 5 must-haves for a woman in a relationship. I do hope you had a chance to watch it. Now, to be fair, we can't be just asking for something. We also need to give something. Now, I always say that there shouldn't be no expectations. We shouldn't have no expectations for anybody. So not only for men, but for anybody at all. But we should have standards, and those standards need to be met. And these are the right standards, the standards that will benefit both in a couple. So a man should have particular standards, a woman should have particular standards. This way, their energy will exchange naturally in a good way, and they basically will grow together and will build a strong couple, kind of. So it's not really an expectations; it's more like standards that a woman should have in a relationship, and now a man should have in a relationship, in an ideal relationship. Again, I'm going to make another video. Well, I actually made it already. I just need to post it. My five non-negotiables in the relationship. You can see that I am maybe a little different than you. I obviously always require those 5 must-haves that every woman does, but on top of that, I also have my own 5 must-haves, and this is normal. This is for everybody. This is how it should be. Now, today we're going to talk about man. I'm going again to talk about relationship where a man is masculine, a woman is feminine. This is how. Um, I understand that not every relationship is like this, but this is the relationship that I am discussing, that I am talking about. So if you are not in such a relationship, this must-haves might sound to you a little um, like not normal, but they are normal in a traditional masculine man, feminine woman kind of relationship, and this is what we're aiming for. Again, as I said last time, every man, whether he admits it or not, wants to become masculine, wants to develop certain masculine traits, and every woman, whether she admits to herself or not, would love to be more feminine, and this is just how it is. So today we're going to talk about the traditional family. Again, if you're not that, you can just listen to it, or you can listen to it to see whether you're at least somewhat on the right path. All right. You should listen to this video, especially if you have some issues in a relationship and you don't understand what you as a feminine woman supposed to bring to the table, as as it always comes up, or you want to make sure that you're bringing the right energy into the relation. All right. So the first thing that a man should expect in a relationship, and it's a must-have, honestly, in a relationship, a woman who enjoys herself around him. So if a woman doesn't enjoy herself around a man, this relationship is doomed. Why? Because masculinity needs validation, and if a woman is not enjoying herself with this particular man, she's basically showing that this is that he's basically like there is no validation. He understands that he's not the one who can make her happy, and it will always be hurting him. He will always be crippled if a woman does not enjoy herself. When I tell somebody, when I tell my clients, when I tell other women, enjoy yourself around a man, just enjoy yourself, don't do nothing, just enjoy yourself, that would be more than enough for a man. And they don't believe me, but when they try, they see how happy the man is and how much he wants to do more of that, more of something for the woman, and for her in particular. So enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy yourself around the man, he will be not motivated to do anything. He would be lost, obviously, you obviously won't be happy because you're always the person who doesn't make you happy. You don't enjoy yourself, and this relationship will not move. He will not be able to develop. You will be, you obviously won't be developing, because the woman developing in pleasure, um, and it just won't go. So the first thing that I put over here is, a man must have a woman that enjoys herself, even if, I even put here, if she doesn't, there is no need to be together. Even if you are not in a relationship right now, notice that your masculinity, your personal masculinity, doesn't really want much to do if you are, like, if you're depressed, if you're nagging, if nothing makes you happy. All your masculinity wants to do at that time is just basically destroy itself by eating some unhealthy food, sleeping, just laying around. I mean, don't confuse when you are extremely tired and you need to recharge, and when you basically just unhappy with yourself, unhappy with your masculinity. And this is just you with your masculinity. You see, if your masculinity does not do nothing when you are unhappy about yourself, what can you expect with the man? So a man can and must expect a woman that enjoys herself, that is in pleasure when she's around him. Obviously not all the time. I understand that there are moments when you're maybe unhappy, when you have some kind of issues you need to resolve, but it can't be all the time. It can't be the majority of the time. So you're allowed to be um, in maybe in dirty emotions for maybe 10% of the time, not more. If you show your man that you're not enjoying time with him, um, mm, chances are it will be very hard for him to do anything for you. So again, you must enjoy yourself with the man. That's why I always tell a woman, my clients, go for a man that you like. If you will go for a man that you like, he will be able to get to your level. I mean, obviously, if there is not a huge gap, but if you will go, if there is two men and one of them may be a little more successful and another one is not as, for the one that you like, even if he's not as successful, he will be able to reach that level that you want him to reach. Why? Because you like him, you will enjoy the time with him, and he in to keep you happy and in pleasure and enjoying yourself even more, he will do what he needs to do. He will go, he will work, he will be motivated, basically. Now, on the other hand, if you will choose the guy that you are not enjoying yourself with, he probably will not be um, he probably will be discouraged even, and he will not see a point in doing anything if the woman with him is not enjoying himself. And you probably saw this, man. A weaker man will start to drink, or to do some kind of substances, alcohol, maybe even something stronger. A lot of men, if they're stronger, they might start cheating. Some men will start gambling. So they basically just so you're unhappy, they're unhappy. They just so desperate. They want to kind of find the outlet for this unhappy feeling. All right. So this is the first one. A man should expect a woman that enjoys herself around him. Again, he will do anything in his power to make you happy. But if he exhausted himself and you're still not happy, then maybe you guys are not meant to be. You're just punishing each other. I mean, the woman can find a man that she would be happy with, and a man can be with somebody that will enjoy her company around him. And I saw in my life, I saw couples that were unhappy, and usually these are wealthy couples, and they were not. They could have been happier if they would not be together, I would say even. All right. So the second thing that a man should expect in a relationship is emotional grounding. Now, what is emotional grounding? Now, since masculinity doesn't have much emotions, emotions are a feminine prerogative. A man will be looking for emotions. So a man is basically masculine man is somewhat like a robot that needs some kind of reassurance, some kind of motivation, some kind of light, something. So it needs emotional reconfirmation that he's doing something right. So he could be fighting for a particular idea, but he needs to make sure that what he's doing is right. You see, and if it won't be a woman in his life that will prove him that that what he's doing is right, there will be somebody else, maybe a neighbor or something else. So a man always needs emotional grounding. This is something that he should expect from a woman. Even if you are not a feminine woman, this is something you should give. So what kind of emotions a man is expecting? A man is expecting love, pleasure, um, obviously enjoyment, connection, and acceptance. This is something that a man would enjoy and not would enjoy, would expect and should expect in any relationship. If you're expecting love from a man, pleasure from a man, then you're masculine and you're looking for those grounding emotional feelings. You see, it should be vice versa. So you as a woman, or me as a woman, anybody should basically give a man that kind of soft kind of cushion that he can lay his head on after a hard day of whatever he was doing, even if he was on the couch playing video games. But still, it is a woman that provides the emotional strength, emotional support, and the man will expect it. In my previous video, the 5 must-haves, I put that a woman should expect from a man material support, so a man expects emotional support. A woman that enjoys man in her life, it will be easy for her, so to say. Um, it won't, like, she would truly enjoy to give the pleasure, love to a man that she's with, to accept the man. Now, if she doesn't like him, it would be a little hard. She would be faking somewhat, but still, it would be easy. It would be hard. It won't be easy. All right. So, what should a woman give to a man? She should give the pleasure. So basically, she's enjoying his company. Now they have intimacy. She's enjoying him. This is the first thing. The second, she's connected to him. So it's not really a man who connects to a woman. It's a woman who connects to a man. Now, a man can do certain steps, but it's a woman who show him that the connection is okay. Remember, the fourth chakra is dominant in women. So a woman provides this connection with the man. A woman gives the love that will bind them together. A man cares. A woman loves. And a man obviously need to have acceptance from a woman. So anything he does, whether it's bad or good, a woman should accept and convert it into something ideal, basically. So any action that a man is doing, a woman should be ready to accept. So if he's how it looks in practicality, if he's starting a new job and he's telling his wife, I'm thinking about changing a career, she should, instead of having fears, well, is it a good choice? I mean, are we going to be okay? We'll have bills to pay. Should be, you know what? I think it's amazing. I think you will do good, like that. This would be this is acceptance and emotional grounding for a man. Or he's telling something like, I decided to sell our stock out or something, and she will be like, I think this is for the better. I'm sure there will be other opportunities or something. So he doesn't need her reconfirmation. He needs her acceptance. He needs to make sure that she is okay with what he's doing. You see, it is important. Usually, when the man is a boy, he's growing up, he looks out for a mother like this. He's kind of needs a confirmation that what he's doing is emotionally right or something. And the mom, usually, if she's bringing him up right, she will say yes, it's okay, or no, it's not okay. But she would explain to him, now you was the grown up man, so you could not really baby him, but you can you can accept and confirm, and then maybe in a certain way change his mind. But acceptance is a must. So if you will tell him, he's telling you, I decided to run to become a mayor of our city, and you're like, no, look at yourself, you hardly can connect to people. This is what a man doesn't look for. A man looks for emotional grounding. So you should say, amazing idea, look, I will be an amazing mayor's wife or something like that. So you should be the one who would be hyped on any of his ideas. And look, I know a lot of men energy of fire, and sometimes they with their ideas are just killers. But you see, just because a man has ideas doesn't mean that he will go on with them. But if he will see that you're supporting him, that you're on his side all the time, he will be more willing to take risks for your own benefit. And usually, because women are looking for security, and often scared of losing that security, we tend to maybe discourage even a man from doing something. But it's not. This is not how it should be. We should actually be um, encouraging, accepting, and encouraging for a man to try something new, to be somebody that he wants to be. So this is what a man needs. He needs to know that in his relationship he's accepted, he's loved, and there is pleasure in this relationship. You see, when a man comes to you, uh, it would be, he should expect you um, to be in pleasure, to show him love and acceptance. There's nothing wrong. If you want a man to provide material support for you, this is what you should provide to him. This is what a man craves the most, I would say. This emotional grounding. That's why a lot of men are so attached to their moms because their moms are giving them this unconditional love and acceptance, and well, not pleasure, but acceptance and love at all times. So they feel very good and very grounded with their mothers. Now, if you don't want to compete with your mother-in-law, then become that woman for your man. Don't worry about your security. A man will provide. For a masculine man, it's easy to provide. Accept him, accept his ideas, accept what he's doing, his actions, and trust me, he will be very grateful. Now, the third thing that the man should expect in a relationship is the vision for the future. And you will tell me, wow, he's a masculine man, he must know what he wants to do. Yes, he must know what he wants to do, but he will be influenced by others. Now, if you want your man to do what you have in mind for yourself, then you must share the vision. You see, men, especially masculine men, they're very linear and very action focused, especially man energy of fire. Now, man energy of air, they have some ideas, but those ideas are usually so far-fetched that for the most part they're not very practical for our everyday life. So a man needs a vision. You see, a man could not make me or you happy if he doesn't know what you expect him to do. Men are very low maintenance, so to say. They don't need much to be happy. They grew in challenges, they grew in hardships. That's what they welcome. You see, a woman, I mean, you can surround her with presents, with comforts, with luxuries, and she will fall in love. A man, he doesn't really care for these things unless he's a feminine man, for the most part. So a man needs to know what is your vision, so he can bring that vision to you and be part of that vision. That's why I always tell my women, always have a vision for yourself. A man will follow your vision because he doesn't have his own. A man's vision usually influenced by somebody, either by other women or maybe by his mom or maybe by somebody else. But a man needs a vision. If you have if you ever watched that show, Mad Men, about the advertising agency in Manhattan, the main character, I don't remember his name, he was very masculine, and you can see that without a woman, he was lost. He was making a lot of money, but he didn't know what to do with those money because there was no vision for him. And he was not actually the only one. There were a couple more that were very masculine and also lost. A man needs a woman with the vision. Otherwise, he will be spending the money and spending his resources, not only money, but his time, his energy on just anything. He needs a vision. So a man should expect a vision from you. It's from a woman. It's not up to him where you guys are going to go on vacation. If you can give him ideas, he can organize everything, but it's you who is giving him the vision. And if you are not if you don't believe that you should give a vision, if you don't believe that that you're strong enough or smart enough to give a vision, then overcome that, because a man needs a woman that is strong inside. And if you're not confident inside to give this to a man, then why would he be with you? And he probably will be with the woman who is stronger. So a vision is a must. Now, what should be a vision? A vision is well, depending on what stage of relationship you are. So if you are just dating, a vision could be of something, how you guys are spending time together. Maybe you want to go to restaurants. Maybe this is your love language, and he doesn't know. Maybe he thinks that like, you see, I'm a little high maintenance, so I like when a man treats me really nice. No, but there are women that don't mind um to go hiking or something like that, or traveling with the backpack, and that won't do for me. So a man needs to know what kind of vision it is. Like, I remember I was dating this guy. He was extremely masculine, and we were dating for a few months, and then something just like just came up in my mind that he doesn't call me at all. Like, he was really preoccupied, and I was like, how come he never calls me? I don't know. I was in one of my moods, and I was absolutely upset. Why is he never called me? Like, he texts me and he answers all my texts. It's not like like he doesn't. So on the next fight, I basically brought it up. I'm like, you never called me, and this is exactly what he told me. He said, when we started seeing each other, I called you every day, but you were always angry that I called you. And I'm like, really? So I started remembering those times, and I remember I didn't. I kind of was interested in him, but I was at that time I was still dating a couple other men, and I was bothered that he would call me in the middle of the day, like I'm doing something, and you're calling me. I might be on another date, and you're calling me, and he wanted to talk to me. So he said, I assumed you don't like phone calls. That's why I never called you. You see, I already we were already in a somewhat always annoyed when he would call me, and he decided not to call me anymore. So it's a woman um, who basically sets the vision, a vision for anything. Now, if you want to have a serious relationship with the man, you need to set the vision that would show him that you're looking for a serious relationship. You see, I don't understand those women that are so afraid to be perceived as clingy, and they basically tell a man, no, I'm not looking for nothing serious, when inside they're hoping that he will be the one who will be like, oh, but I do want to marry you. This manipulative games, they don't usually work, because inside you do want to be with him, so why not to say it? As I told you, the period of time when I wanted to get married, when I had this obsession about getting married, I got so many proposals because I was serious about this, and I would express my vision to every man I would go on a date with. I would tell him, in the first half an hour, I'm looking to get married. And if a man is not interested in this, he would just, we would have a date, and then he would just like, listen, I'm not really looking for marriage. But funny enough, it didn't happen too often, because men were so mesmerized with my confidence that they would buy the idea, they would buy my vision, and even if they didn't want to marry before, they suddenly would start considering. Even the funny thing is, a lot of those men that I put this vision in, they did get married within like a year, and apparently I didn't want to get married, but they did. So the thing is that you are the one who is putting the vision. So if you are meeting a man and you see yourself with this man, you don't need to tell him, okay, so I expect us to get married tomorrow. No, but you can say, I like you, and um, and I see us together in the future. Or if you don't want to be so direct, you can say, well, I'm looking for something serious. I don't mind to have extra friends, but I'm looking for something serious. You would not come off as clingy, trust me. You will come off as confident, and you know what you want. Men love that. Again, masculinity is very linear. So he will appreciate this direct approach, instead of you kind of, no, I mean, I'm just having fun with you, this and that. That would be strange. Now, on the other hand, I mean, obviously look at his actions. If you're giving him a vision and he's just feeding you um, some promises that are not actions, then obviously maybe he's not the right one for you. But as I remember, I was dating the guy for a few years, and I was not the one to want to get married, but he was the one who was telling that we should get married, we should get married. And I started kind of buying into this idea, but we didn't get married. He was not the one of those who I did marry. But what I want to say is that a vision is must, and don't think that you will look desperate, or that you will, if you will be somewhere in between, you kind of have a chances. You see, it's not you who should, um no, not like that. You should be flexible, but you have to have your own vision, and people in your life will follow your vision whether you want it or not. Now you just need to be firm with your vision. Remember, the strength of a feminine woman, of any kind of woman, well, mostly feminine, but of femininity itself is inside, not outside. If you firmly believe in the idea that you project outside, people will start believing it too. They will respect you, they will respect your idea, because you're so strongly believe in that. If you didn't watch the video on the third eye chakra, please do watch it. In that video, I explained how our vision influences the outside world if we're firmly rooted in that vision. Now, so you basically, a man, this is something that a man should expect. A man should expect a vision. You need to tell a man how he can make you happy. If you like to receive presents, tell him that. Tell him, I love men that are generous. I love men that give presents. I love men that spoil me. And it's not like he's going to turn around. Oh, I don't want to date a gold digger. Never. It will never happen. I have clients that are actually doing this. I mean, my clients are from Miami, so it is a normal thing there. And they basically they tell their man, I expect to receive presents. I expect that. And you know what? Not one man ever told no. If he could not deliver that, he probably will work extra hard to do something, or he probably will take a break from her, but he's not going um, to talk bad about her just because he could not deliver of what she's expecting. So be clear in your vision, and be very um, and be very confident about this. Now, you should have a vision for yourself, obviously, and you should have a vision for every relationship. If you are with the relationship with the man right now, so you can have a vision for a man for dating. You need to have a vision for where this is going to. So, if, for example, you're planning to get married in 3 months, this should be. So you could not. If your vision is to date a guy for 3 months and then gradually become a fiance, and then maybe in another 3 months get married, you could not suddenly betray your vision if he doesn't propose to you in 3 months. So it should be something like this, like, listen, I love you, I love to spend time with you, but look, I'm looking for something serious. I told you that before. You need to be firm with your vision. You could not be shaky. You see, if you will be shaky, a man will be like this because he's not sure. Today your vision is to get married. Tomorrow your vision is to have kids, and after tomorrow you want to travel around the world. This is my issue a little bit, because my vision is changing frequently, not as frequently as it could be with a masculine woman, but it does change. And it could confuse some men, especially men that are like energy first, that are rooted in them, in their decisions. So but you do need to have a vision, and you need to be firm in that, and a man should expect it from you. If you believe that a man should decide where you guys are going on a date, what are you guys doing, what are you going to do for Christmas, for New Year, for everything, that's not true. He will organize, and he will make time for it, and he will obviously support and pay for it, but he's not the one who is given the vision. So if you want to spend New Year, I don't know, in St. Bart's, I mean, you need to tell him, look, I'm accustomed to spend New Year's in warm climate. That's basically, he will know this. He will know this is your vision, and he will follow you. He will not follow you. He will create that vision for you to stay in your space. So like that. All right. So that's the third one. So the first one was a man should expect a woman who enjoys herself. The second one is emotional grounding, and the third one is the vision for the future. The vision for the future. A mutual creation. So a man should expect from a woman mutual creation. Ideally, that should be children. But I understand. I mean, we're not only dating to procreate. We're living in the 21st century. You can't be like a rabbit that just open out children. But the mutual creation could be something else. It doesn't have to be children. It could be some kind of projects, charity projects, some kind of ideas. Maybe you decide to better off community, and you decide to I don't know, to host some kind of party or something. So you must create something together. If a woman doesn't want to create with the man, then he is not for her. Look, I know a lot of men, and I was married a few times, and I dated men, so it's not like I am new in the game. And I will tell you, I knew exactly with who I wanted to have kids and with whom I would never even think about having kids. I would use double protection just to make sure not to get, not to even have the chance of having a kid with him. So, and obviously, I could tell you the ones that I wanted to have kids with were the ones that I enjoyed myself with, and the ones that I really admired and I wanted to be with. So, if a woman is with the man and she doesn't want to create with him, this woman is not for him, and he's just he's just lying to himself, and she's lying to herself. So if a woman doesn't want to create, she basically doesn't want to connect. Usually when we want to create with the man who want to be in his space, who want to connect ourselves to him, it's energetically like a fruit of our two connected energies. You see, if you don't want no fruit from your two connected energies, then you don't even want to connect that much with the man. And this is normal also, but just don't be stuck with that man that you don't want to create with. Trust me, I've been there, and I understand what I'm talking about. And when I was explained this on an energetic level, it made everything much more clearer. I would advise to all of you, to all the ladies, not even don't even be with the man. Don't have intimacy with the man that you don't want to create with. Why? Because you're just wasting your resources. So, but that's what the man should expect. So if a woman says no, no, it's too early, I don't feel secure, or something. So let's imagine he wants to have kids, and she says, well, it's not really time for having kids, and he will like, well, what will change your mind? If she will give some kind of idea, like for example, we need to have a house, or I want to have some money saved up, and a man provides all this, and she still doesn't want to create with him, then there's probably no no need to be together. Now, again, if a woman wants, like if there are some kind of request that she wants to be fulfilled, that's one thing. She obviously has a right to ask for that, and a man should be obliged. But if she like flat out, I don't want to have nothing to do with you, then this is not a relationship. And I've been in those relationships. I've been even before I started working in with energy, and those were like, I knew that they were temporarily, and even though I was telling myself, well, maybe I'll grow to kind of to be more into him, maybe he will become wealthy, maybe this, maybe that, and it was all for nothing. Why? Because I was not invested in the relationship. I was not admiring the guy. I was not enjoying myself much with the guy. I was with him because he was available, and because he was just was. That's all. So, but again, I was super scared to to get tied to him anyhow. Like I wouldn't, for example, I wouldn't even go on a date to the place where I was often seen. Like I would go on dates, but to places that I don't go too often, or nobody knows about. New York, it was all in New York. New York is such a small, um, it's such a small city. You always meet somebody. So if you feel like this, if your woman is somewhat embarrassed of you and she doesn't want to do nothing with you, then it's not, you guys are not for each other. A man deserves to have a woman that wants to create something with him. Again, it doesn't have to be kids, but at least something. So for example, I remember one time I was dating a guy, and I don't cook, and he told me, I do want to host a dinner for my friends. And I was like, my God, are you serious? But I was like, I really admired him, I really respect him, and I wanted to do something for him. I wanted to create with him. So somehow I managed to even cook that dinner, and it was meat, and I was cooking it, and I don't eat meat, so somehow it actually came out nice. But you see, I wanted to create. I wanted to. It wasn't a child, but it was something that I wanted to create with him. We were hosting a party together. We were connecting other people. This is what creation is. So, for example, um, you go on vacation together, or you go on vacation with your friends, or something. So, a woman um, wants to create maybe some kind of memories or something. So, it should be a mutual creation. It's not like buying a house together is not a mutual creation. This is a mutual obligation. I would advise not to do that, honestly, because it's put heaviness and burden on each other. But mutual creation is something different. It's something like maybe making a party, or some kind of course, or some kind of charity case, or something. So a woman creates and a man supports her in that creation. Ideally, these are children, obviously. So if a woman doesn't want to create, a man is this relationship is not basically this is not a relationship. The man is there either an extra that's helping a woman to find somebody better, or to cope her with some kind of problems. I was reading this story online, and there was a woman, and she's like, she was recently separated, and she basically started this relationship with the guy. She has a couple kids, and he's doing everything for her. He wants to get married. He wants to have kids with her, and she doesn't understand why she doesn't want to have anything with him. She only basically, well, I wouldn't say using, but she only socializing with him while she's coping with her problems right now. As soon as there will be somebody better, the guy will be out of the picture. Now, don't think that a woman will use a man. Obviously, when a woman uses a man like this, a man wants to be used. So there's nothing wrong. And if you watch the other video, 5 must-haves for a woman in a relationship, you will understand that I also said that a woman must have a man who supports her creation. So if a woman wants to have a kid with a man, and a man is like, no, no, it's not the time for it, obviously that man is not for her, because he is not supporting the creation. He doesn't want to connect with her that close. So it's mutual. Don't think that's only one side. It's both sides. So I encourage you to watch that video as well. I'll put it in the description. All right, and the last one. Oh, and I also put here, if she doesn't want to create with the man, it's either two things usually. If it's a feminine woman, she doesn't feel secure with him, or she does not admire him, and that's usually true. So if it's a security issue, a man can just provide security, and that happens often. I mean, feminine women are usually looking for security. Security is the goal. If this is the issue, she will create. Like I was in a relationship with the guy, and I really liked him, but he was energy of air. He was here and there, and I was looking for security, and I lived in New York at that time. I worked for corporate, and I was thinking, I mean, if I will have a child with him, I mean, what am I going to do? I will have to go back to work in in a few weeks, and who is going to babysit? Who's going to be with the baby? He's obviously working also. Like, how can I leave the child just on its own, like that? So basically, I was looking for security, and when I told him about that, he's like, well, you don't have to work. It made it, you see. And at that moment, I was kind of eager to jump on the opportunity, but I still was afraid, because I was not sure in many things. What I want to say is that if it's security, it's easily amended. Now, but if a woman starts coming up with some absolutely obnoxious ideas, like, no, we're too young, or we should wait a little, or we should do this first, or we should do, no, it's not like this, and you know me better. You also know it, not only from my words but from yourself. There are men that when you are with them, you want to get pregnant right away. It's like you have this feeling, you want to connect with this man, you want to be with him, you want to have his kids. And that's how it happens. If you don't feel like this with the man, then he's not the right one. Just choose the one that you don't want to have kids with. And the man, obviously, if he's with the woman and she doesn't want to have to create with him something, then obviously, I mean, this is not a woman. She doesn't want to be with him. No need to lie to yourself. Okay, and the last one, a man should a must have, really a must have for a relationship. I put it last, but I should probably put it first or second. Admiration and appreciation. Now you will say, Anastasia, this is very vain. No, it's not. Well, it is vain, but remember, masculinity is very ego-driven, so they need to have, they need to be admired and they need to be appreciated, especially man energy of fire. They will do anything for you if you will help them in their vanity. I know it sounds maybe not very good, but it is what it is. Masculinity is very ego driven. I was on a little party here with some Italian ladies, and they were all masculine. And oh my God, I mean, they needed their validation so badly from each other, from me, and I couldn't first understand that, like, what's going on, like why are we here competing with it was funny. They're so nice and so high maintenance and everything. It was just amazing. But I couldn't understand like where is this need for validation was coming until I look at their chart. So what I want to say that man, masculine men especially, they are very driven by their ego. They need a woman that is admire them. And trust me, we socialize energetically. You can tell him whatever you want, but if you don't believe in that, he'll feel it and he will feel very bad. Wounded ego for a man is, this is something a man are afraid most, the rejection. Um, and if you don't admire him, he feels like he is rejected. So if you have a masculine man, please do admire him. Please do appreciate him for what he does for you. Now, in naturally, if you really truly like a guy, it's easy, a man, and it's so easy to like masculine men because usually they're very, especially energy of fire, they're usually very giving. They give you presents, they give you attention, they give you money. I mean, they're very generous. Men energy of fire are like the best givers. They will spoil you and spoil you. So all you need to do is just be appreciative. I mean, um, don't lose yourself in your appreciation, but do be appreciative and do kind of enjoy yourself while doing that. Now, if he's a man energy of air, maybe his ego is not as much um, an indicator of his success, so to say. But if energy of air men are usually very, they need somebody who will support their ideas, who will admire their ideas, who will admire their um, this openness to different ideas, to their like the wandering mind all the time. So if you have either man energy of fire or air, make sure to admire, accept, and validate them as much as you can. Again, as I said, it's natural. It doesn't happen like this. So let's say a man um, will go to the groceries and buy the food. It's really easy to say, oh my God, I love how you take care of me. I love how you don't like me to carry heavy bags, or I like how you take time of your day to do that. Or I'm not sure. Or especially man energy of fire, they care about their appearance very much. Don't forget to mention how handsome they are and how wonderful they smell, because they do put a lot of effort, and you probably know if you live with a man like this. If it's a man energy of air, do note how unique he is and um, how I don't know, smart he is or something like that. Remember, this is very important. You can even some of my clients, I help them. Um, it's not even flattering. It's really honest opinion. I ask them, what do you like about your man? I even have a task where they write basically what they like about their man. Just like a week ago was one of my clients who were basically sitting for an hour and writing everything she likes about her man. because it seems she has issues of complimenting him, of admiring him. She doesn't see why should she, but yet she chose this man a while back, and obviously she just got too accustomed to what he gives. She doesn't see nothing extraordinary in him giving her presents or giving her money or allowing her to travel around with her friends and stuff like that. So again, don't forget, men do need it. They may be like a little kids, but they do need admiration and appreciation and validation. It is important, and if you want to have a masculine man, you will have to learn how to do that. If you could not lower your ego to say something nice to him, then maybe a masculine man is not for you. Then maybe then you can be with the feminine man who will feed your ego, and you will be happy with him. So, but this is important. Why? Because if a man is truly masculine and he needs a validation for his ego, he will find who is going to do that. I was with a man. He was very crazy about his physique, and he did had a nice figure. Now, me, on the other hand, as much as I was, at that time, I didn't really appreciate myself that much, and I was going for a run every day. I had a nice figure, but I was not as I thought. I was not as hot as his friends, as girlfriends, right? Like not girlfriends, but just friends, but girls. They were like tall and slender and like with these big eyes and everything. And I always had this inferiority complex when I was with him. So I thought if I would praise his body, I would basically lower myself. But yet he chose me. He didn't chose the girls with the big eyes. He chose me for a reason, and I couldn't. At that moment, I didn't see that, so I would not praise him. So what ended up happening is he was going to the gym, and I didn't go at that time to the gym. It was in New York. I used to run. I used to live next to the water and used to run there. And he found somebody who was admiring his body, and they even went on a couple dates until I basically I understand that something was going on, and I asked him. I said, "Are we good? Like, are we still together?" And he told me, he's like, "Well, I'm interested in this woman." So, long story short, I found out that he basically was interested in her because she was. He said that they were on the same page. That she was also working on her body and this and that. But basically, what she was doing, she was validating his beautiful body. Now, when I started, at that moment, I was I was afraid to lose him, so I basically started awkwardly telling him that also, like once in a while I would say, "My God, I just love your strong arms," or something like that. It was very awkward for me again because I thought that if I will praise him, he will become all cocky and I will put myself down. But it was not. But again, I was not doing it with the right feeling. I was doing it out of desperation because I didn't want to lose him. But you can do it. You can do it from a good feeling. I told you, and any man deserves a woman that basically admire him and appreciate him and validate him. Now, it doesn't have to be another woman that would validate him. It could be somebody else. It could be maybe his friends or something. So, for example, a man is doing everything for you. So he bought a house, he bought a new car, he bought this, but you still like not happy, not appreciating, maybe appreciating, but not expressing it anyhow. You're taking it for granted, right? So now he understands, well, why I'm supposed to be spending all this money? It's not going, it falls on a deaf ear. So maybe I could do something else. And then he starts maybe taking his friends to dinners and paying for them, or something like that. So he will find somebody who is going to flatter his ego. Again, it better be you. If you want to be with this man, I mean, trust me, there is no better person than you. It could be somebody from his family. Then don't be surprised if he's investing in his family more, like his mom or maybe his siblings or something like that. I knew a man like this. His sister was just amazing at that game. I mean, she was his younger sister, so she was used to be spoiled by him somewhat since childhood, and she really loved her. I would say. I mean, I don't know her too much. He was my client, so um, she was every time he would get a message from her, he would be like, so his whole face would lit up, and I would ask him like, is this from Jasmine? Her name was Jasmine. He's like, yes. And he really loved, so she would do something like that, like, I have the most generous brother in the world. she would write something. He would know that she wants something from him, but it would be so flattering that he would not that he couldn't say no. So what I want to say is that if you want to be with a man like this, do do appreciate him and do show admiration, because there would be somebody else who will do that for you. And obviously I mean, it's good when a man is appreciated by others, but he should be first of all appreciated by the woman in his life. He would, trust me, he would do anything for you if he would feel like that. And don't think that you will lose yourself, or that you will um, that you will downgrade yourself just because you're appreciating your man. No, you won't. Trust me. I mean, I went through that, and it's an amazing feeling to give this kind of validation to a man. You see, if you're weak and you feel you need the security, and the man gives you security, does it make a man weaker? No, it doesn't. It makes him even stronger in your eyes. So the same um, when you give him a validation, he also see you as a strong person, not a weak one. So don't be afraid of that. Do validate your man, and don't compete with others in your validating. Obviously, he probably will have his mom or his aunt or his sisters or cousins or whatever, especially if they have an extensive family. They already know him very well, so they know how to play his ego. It's okay. I mean, there is a reason why he chose you and not the other woman in his well, obviously family he couldn't choose, but there is a reason why he's with you. He sees the potential, he's interested, and energetically you guys match. Now just stay on this where you are matched, and don't let it drop somewhere, you see. Stay there, and he will draw more to you, and maybe away from your family. Even if he still, let's say, take care of his family, it's still fine. You see, a man will find a way to gain resources to satisfy everybody. It's not like that. Don't think that he will give everything to his family and there won't be nothing for you. It will not be like that. It never is. I knew men who were very wealthy, and usually those very wealthy men, they contribute to a lot of charities cases. They help out their family members. Everybody's getting something. So if this man is admired and appreciated, he will find ways to gain the resources, and he will be able to satisfy everybody. If you are with this man, make sure that you are the first one on the list, and then everybody else. Otherwise, you will lose. And I also saw women that would not get from their man, even though he was absolutely capable and had a lot of resources, because they did not admire them as much. Now I don't know. So usually this is like this. Okay, I had this client. He was. I don't think he was cheap, because he did spend a lot of money, but he had this particular thing about women, and he believed that women should deserve his spending on her or not. And he started dating this woman, and I'm not sure whether she realized. I mean, he obviously was wealthy and well known, but um, I think so. I'm not sure. Again, I didn't know. Like, I only knew him and his side of the story, but apparently she wanted to be with him because she believed that he has a lot of money, he will be spending them at one point. But I guess she was not, she didn't have the vision, or maybe she had the vision but didn't communicate the vision. And then she didn't maybe admire him that much. She didn't communicate that admiration. So something was off in that relationship. And after 2 years or so, she was waiting. He didn't give her nothing much, except for like small gifts, like really small. I think one time he bought her a bag, and like nothing really, nothing out of the order. And after 2 years, they broke up. He was unhappy because he really liked her. I don't know about her. I assume she was unhappy too, because she wanted to marry him, and they didn't end up that well. So, but who knows? Maybe if she would communicate the vision from the beginning and tell him, "Listen, I know you are capable of giving gifts." And I do love to receive gifts, and I expect to get gifts and something like that. Maybe, or if she would be from the start, give him a vision that she does want to be married within like a year or so, things would turn out differently. Maybe he would deliver on her vision, she would start admiring him, and maybe they would be a happy couple now. Anyways, I thought it would be a short video, but already almost an hour. Okay, so that's it. To sum it up, there is 5 must-haves that a man should expect in a relationship. Again, as a woman should expect certain things in a relationship, a man should expect certain things in a relationship too. We as ladies could not be just taken. We have to provide something. And obviously, a man gives us material security. We're giving him emotional security. Um, that's understandable. But again, you could not be like, we're responsible for our behavior as well. Like, I know what I'm supposed to give a man. I know. And if a man is not providing for me, I know why he's not providing for me, because I'm not delivering on my part of the bargain, so to say, on my part of the energetic bargain. And I could not blame him. If I'm delivering on my energetic kind of part, he will deliver his. I know that for a fact. I know because I saw it, I checked it, and this is how it is in my life right now. Now, sometimes when when I'm not in the mood, man is not delivering because I'm not delivering. So, who to blame but myself? Anyways, these are 5 non-negotiables that a man should expect in a relationship. A woman, the first one is the woman who enjoys herself around him. Again, if a woman does not enjoy herself around a man, I would hardly encourage everybody not to be with that man, or at least not to be in a relationship with him, but just keep him as an admirer if you need to. But a man shouldn't be with the woman that doesn't enjoy himself. It would be a waste, He would not feel motivated. He would not feel encouraged if she's not never in pleasure. As I said, compare yourself with your femininity, masculinity. When your femininity is constantly nagging, always unhappy, depressed, doesn't want to do nothing, all your masculinity wants to do is basically be the same, eating junk food, laying around in a pajamas, and just be depressed. That's it. You see, it's not. But if your femininity is excited, happy, your masculinity will find all the resources to do it. For example, if I tell myself, Anastasia, we're going to Bora Bora, I wouldn't be sleeping the whole night. My masculinity will not be sleeping the whole night. Will find the flight, the hotels, and everything to get me to Bora Bora. Why? Because I'm excited about that. You see, and this I'm talking only about myself. Now the same with the man. If I'm with the man and I'm not excited, I mean, why would he even do something? He would try in the beginning because he's enamored by me, in the beginning. But after a while, I mean, he will be exhausted. He will be like, why should I hit myself against the stones non-stop if I can find somebody who really truly enjoys herself? And that's what happens usually in relationship. A man doesn't usually leave a woman because for another woman. A man leaves a woman because she's not enjoying herself and he could not stay there no more. And usually a man finds another woman that is lively, that's full of excitement, of pleasure, and he goes for that life. So this is the first one, a woman that enjoys herself around him. The second one is emotional grounding. If you're expecting from a man to be loved and to be to give you pleasure, you're wrong. This is the woman who provides that. So you should provide him connection. You should connect yourself to him. You should provide love, and you should provide acceptance. A man can give you care, but not love and not pleasure. A man can do actions. He could not create the feelings in you. He expects you to kind of give those feelings. So if you expect a man to give you this emotional support, then you are a man. You are very masculine, and he will become feminine. That's not what you want, really. So basically, a man should expect in the relationship. Man should expect in a relationship is the vision for the future. No matter whether you guys are just dating or whether you're married 10 years, it's a woman who gives the vision. So if you're dating, you're the one who should basically tell him how to make you happy. You should tell him, like, I like to go to restaurants, so I would love to go on a vacation to Paris or something. Or you should be telling him, I love nature. Hiking would be good. So something like that. It's a woman who gives the vision for the future. If you want to get married, you tell him, I want to get married. A man is very low maintenance. Men usually are low maintenance and they don't really have a vision. Somebody else will put that vision in him. Mutual creation. A man should expect from a woman mutual creation. Ideally, should be children, could be projects, could be anything. Could be a dinner for friends. Could be a party. Could be some kind of I don't know, something you guys both doing for the benefit of the community. Maybe I don't know, like anything basically. Even introducing to friends, the family is a somewhat a creation of connection. If a woman doesn't want to create and she doesn't have like valid reasons, then she just doesn't want to connect yourself. So they are looking for admiration, appreciation. If he won't get it from you, he will find who to get it from. So please be be smart and give it to your man, so he wouldn't be looking for it anywhere else from somebody else. Okay, that's it. Um, I hope it's useful. I hope you will send it to ladies that are kind of confused and they are not sure what to do in a relationship. Especially for women who want to be feminine and they're like, well, what should I do? What a feminine woman would do? Cooking, cleaning, and caring. It's not really a feminine thing. These are feminine. Where mother was always cooking lunch or something like that. Maybe he will expect from a woman that she would cook periodically, but that won't be like a firm requirement. That won't be a deal breaker. If a woman gives a man all five of this, and then she doesn't cook, he would benefit from this message. And if you have questions, do ask. And on Thursday, I will put a video of to me. So you also must have your must-haves, and you should be faithful to them. So yes, you need to have a man that provides for you, but everybody has extras. And it doesn't make you difficult. It just makes you a woman that knows what she wants. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me. All right, that's it. I will also put on Tuesday another video for the crown chakra. This will be the last video on the chakras. I do hope you enjoy them. And especially as a woman, as a feminine woman, you do need to have strong energy because a woman is strong inside. You know, your strong muscles, yeah, they will help you. But if you could not keep yourself calm, composed, and in control energetically, no matter how you look, no matter how strong your muscles are, you will be looking for that emotional support that the man is looking for. So do work on your energy. This is important. These relationship advices are all very important too. But if I would give one advice to everybody, I would say work on your energy. When your energy is strong, you're almost invincible. You know, you're like you have this hugest protection around you, and you become like so different. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she basically told me, she said, I don't know what's with you, I don't know how to explain to you, but you're just so calm and confident that that I'm even afraid to approach you. You see, I don't do nothing. I'm very approachable. Look, you have my WhatsApp in YouTube. I'm very easy to talk to, but yet I have this a strong energy that people will think twice before. Not everybody can be in my space, and those that can, obviously, they are strong too. But what I want to say is that work on your energy. Once you work on your energy, everything else will fall on places much smoother. When your energy is weak, it would be very hard. You know, if your energy is weak, it would be very hard to enjoy yourself with the man because you will be afraid. If you will to appreciate him or to give some kind of compliments or to even create, as I said, you know, for me, my energy was weak. I had some savings, I had a good career, and I still was afraid to create with the man because I didn't know what do I expect. Again, because of my energy. Right now, right now I don't have a secure career because and I have more security in me than I had when I had a really solid good career. So what I want to say is that if you have the strongest energy, I mean, anything is possible. and your relationship would be much, much. If you have problem next Sunday, if you have questions or ideas for the next videos, please do send them to me, share them. I will appreciate them, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Enjoy Sunday.